This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 11 p.m. Coverage you can count on.
Just hard. Doing the right thing. Good deputy. Now here we are left reeling.
Emotions are high as the Lake County Sheriff's Office remembers the deputy who died and 2 who were hurt during an ambush shooting. Tonight, we have new details on the suspects and how the law enforcement community is coming together to show their support. But first, we have our eye on the tropics as Tropical Storm Debby makes its way closer to Florida. Good evening. I'm Ashlyn Webb. Certified Chief Meteorologist Tom Terry is here now. And Tom, the latest advisory just came in.
That's right. Yeah, the storm is getting a little bit better organized. George Waldenberger is going through the new advisory. But this thing could easily be a very strong Cat 1 at landfall or a Cat 2. We hope no bigger than that. But it's starting to go through an intensification cycle. Let me head on over here. Get with you in just a second. But George, I just got this new advisory coming through. They've had 2 aircraft in the vicinity of the storm tonight, and it is showing some gradual intensification.
You and I were actually looking at the Hurricane Hunter data as they were taking it. We noticed that the wind speeds were increasing in some of the measurements, so we anticipated a stronger storm at the 11 p.m. update. That's what we got, a little bit stronger right now.
Yeah, we're up to 45. This could go all the way up to maybe 85, 90, give or take. Maybe a little stronger. Wait and see. But right now, still watching some of the outer rain bands. I'm going to be here tonight, handing off with Brian Shields early in the morning, watching these outer squalls. They're weakening, but we have already seen some severe and even a tornado warning down near Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, that was in Broward County earlier. Again, here's the rain band. Should weaken as it gets in central Florida. Latest storm track right now, Tom. Category 1, but here's the big difference. 85-mile-per-hour wind. How does that compare with the last track?
Yeah, 75 was the last one. Sometimes this depends on if it's the time frame of it. It could strengthen more from 75, but they've been taking a look at some of the parameters here, and there's a 1 in 3 chance that we could actually go through rapid intensification, which could put this up to a high-end Cat 1, Cat 2, still to the west, okay? But there's a large shield of rain on the east side, so we'll have a little bit of rain overnight tonight, George. I think a little break in the morning. After that, the afternoon is going to get busy.
Yeah, we'll have periods of gusty showers that will pass through. They'll make the trees sway around. This is Sunday, 2 p.m. Notice the rain kind of pushing through and a tornado risk as well.
Yeah, and we're going to be manning this. We're going to try not to break in too often, but if there's a tornado warning, we're going to be on the air this weekend watching this storm. And I want you to see, George, that's kind of where the center is going to be. This is Sunday night, so we kind of have these outer rain bands, and notice how well defined our forecast model has the center of that hurricane.
Right here. And also notice, you know, we're still 1.5 days out, so there is still time for the track to shift for updates to the forecast.
So this is Monday morning and afternoon. So this is not just a Sunday thing. This is going to be a Monday thing. We may have more weather Monday than tomorrow. But George, all the way through Monday, that storm is going to be creeping up here to the north. And that leads us to a flood risk, especially along our western zones, including Polk, Sumter County, flood watch already in effect.
So coming up, we're going to talk more about our county by county impacts. We'll go hour by hour with the rain. We'll talk more about the tornado risk as well.
Yeah, a lot still coming up. Ashlyn?
Thanks. We'll check in with you guys soon. And speaking of Debby, many of you spent the start of your weekend stopping by a sandbag site like this one, just in case you see flooding in your neighborhood. Channel 9's Nick Papantonis is live in Altamont Springs tonight. And Nick, you've been talking to people all day long who aren't taking any chances.
You know, unfortunately, Ashlyn, we already have some flooding happening here in Central Florida, even though it's not related to a tropical system. What that does is put our area unless 0 rain falls. And of course, for a lot of other people, they just remember what happened 2 years ago. And you can bet we'll be checking in with that Shadow Bay community throughout the duration of today, tomorrow, and Monday. Seminole County officials here say our watershed system can handle 4 to 5 inches of rain, no problem, no river flooding expected or low-lying area flooding expected. However, they say if those rains start to creep up to 8 or 10 inches, that's when the waters could hit those flood stages. Live in Altamont Springs, Nick Papantonis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Nick. And now is a good time to make sure you have our WFTV weather app on your phone. We'll send you updates on the conditions as Tropical Storm Debby passes by. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play. Tonight, we are following breaking news in Marion County. Deputies say 2 people are dead after a shooting. It happened before 8 o'clock on Southeast 30th Terrace in Summerfield. Investigators have identified the victims but are waiting to release their names until the family is notified. They say at this point, it appears to be an isolated incident. Developing tonight, we are learning more about what situation Lake County deputies stepped into last night when 3 suspects opened fire. 3 deputies were shot. The one you see on the left of your screen, Master Deputy Michael Link, did not survive. The 2 other deputies, Harold Howell and Stefano Gargano, are still in the hospital tonight. We are told Gargano is still fighting for his life. The sheriff's office explained today the bizarre situation these deputies walked into, what was described as a family of suspects ambushing deputies. There's also questions tonight about the woman who originally attacked her neighbors and if she lured deputies to that home. Still, investigators have not identified the suspects, but we do know the 2 female suspects were in their early 20s. As we mentioned, 2 of the injured deputies are being treated at HCA Florida Lake Monroe Hospital in Sanford. Channel 9 Sabrina, you've been on this story from the very beginning. The entire law enforcement community is rallying around their families right now.
Ashlyn, the Lake County Sheriff's Office says this is the nightmare scenario. 3 deputies shot, 1 fighting for his life at the hospital here, 1 in stable condition, and 1 whose death is leaving the community fighting to pick up the pieces.
An unbelievable tragedy that never should have happened. Thank you, Sabrina. An investigation is underway tonight after a train hit a car in Sumter County. Coming up, why troopers say this Jeep was stopped on the tracks.
Track Debbie with our free WFTV weather app. Get the most accurate track of the storm, monitoring conditions as they change, making sure you're prepared and informed throughout the storm. Channel 9 Eyewitness News is weather coverage you can count on.
The really good thing about our team is that we all play our role. We know exactly what's happening with weather, with traffic.
Each county, the weather can be so different. I want you to have what you need so you're not surprised by one of our Central Florida downpours.
Traffic in Poinciana is different than in Daytona Beach. It's our job to understand the traffic flows of each community, and we plan that alternate route for you to get you where you need to go on time.
We need to give you the forecast for the entire day to stay safe and to stay ahead of that storm.
We're here for you to make sure that you're ready to go for the day.
On WFTV tonight, we stay on top of the major news you need to know.
With team coverage of breaking news, giving you details that matter.
The day's top stories and weather.
To prepare you for tomorrow.
WFTV tonight, weeknights at 11 on Channel 9.
Fingers crossed weather won't stop Leagues Cup play from continuing tomorrow night. Orlando City has a chance to win their group. A win or draw against Atletico San Luis will send the Lions to the round of 32. A big shout out tonight to former UCF rower Victoria Senkuda. She won Lithuania's first medal at the Paris Olympics today, a bronze in women's singles. Senkuda is an incredible story. She has epilepsy, and she said she wants to use her Olympic success to help show that people with the disorder can live normal lives and compete at a high level. She was diagnosed when she was 15 and takes the medication every day to keep it under control. UCF's rowing team won 4 American Athletic Conference championships when Senkuda was on the team, and now she's an Olympic medalist. UCF plays in less than 4 weeks, the 29th against New Hampshire. Ashlyn.
Thanks. Now let's head back over to Tom for a final look at the forecast.
All right, yeah, we've got an advisory. Winds 45. I think this is going to become a hurricane and maybe a stronger hurricane approaching the Florida Big Bend by early mid-morning or so on Monday. Some of the outer rain bands we are still watching in South Florida, but I think a little bit of a break first thing in the morning tomorrow. But the closer we get to the late morning, afternoon, and evening, Monday, we're going to have some tropical storm conditions, a locally heavy rain threat, especially around I-75, and also a tornado threat. We'll be watching things closely. Make sure you have our free weather app ready to go. Ashlyn?
Thanks for watching Channel 9 Eyewitness News. Be sure to watch Eyewitness News this morning, tomorrow, starting at 5 a.m. We'll see you guys then.
In case of power outages from the impacts of Debby, download the free Channel 9 News app now to watch live streaming newscasts. Keep your family informed during the storm with Channel 9 Eyewitness News, live on your phone. Download the free Channel 9 News app now.
Unprecedented. It's an unprecedented season.
The 2024 hurricane season.
We've got all the ingredients coming together.
The tropics are active in ways we haven't seen before.
Hurricanes are not just about winds, but it's also the heavy rainfall, flood threat.
We see the potential of these storms developing weeks in advance.
It's our job to make sure you are informed. This storm could be a threat. This is how, this is when, this is why.
You'll know what to expect as you stay with us.
We're here to keep you safe and informed.
Watch Eyewitness News from any device with Eyewitness News Livestream. Sponsored by the law firm of Bogan, Munz & Munz. No gimmicks, just results.
It's that time of year again. New schools, schedule changes, and new safety measures. Let us get you ready with Heading Back to School. Channel 9's Back to School Special. Sunday at 7 on Channel 9 Eyewitness News. Sponsored in part by Orlando Sanford International Airport.